Government genetics scientist David Banner works on altering human DNA. His boss, Colonel Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, bans human testing, so David secretly experiments on himself. Soon after, his wife Edith gives birth to their son, Bruce Banner. David realizes Bruce has inherited the altered DNA and searches for a cure. When Ross discovers the illegal experiments, he shuts the project down. In revenge, David sabotages the gamma reactor at Desert Base. Believing Bruce is dangerous, David tries to kill him but accidentally kills Edith when she intervenes. The trauma causes Bruce to repress his early memories. Ross arrests David and sends him to a mental hospital, while 4-year-old Bruce enters foster care. He is adopted by Mrs. Krenzler, takes her surname, and grows up believing his real parents are dead. Years later, Bruce works as a scientist at Berkeley Lab alongside his girlfriend, Betty Ross, who is Ross's estranged daughter. Glenn Talbot, representing the private company 8Heon, shows interest in their nanomeds research to create regenerating soldiers. David secretly returns, posing as a janitor, to observe Bruce. Now a general, Ross begins investigating Bruce, worried about Betty's safety. Bruce saves a co-worker, Harper, during a gammasphere accident. He survives and feels stronger than ever, though Betty cannot explain it, as the nanomeds destroyed all other life forms. Unknown to them, the radiation fused with Bruce's altered DNA. David later reveals himself to Bruce, hinting at his mutation, and uses Bruce's DNA for animal experiments. Under growing stress and anger, Bruce transforms into the Hulk and destroys the lab. Betty finds him unconscious the next morning with no memory of what happened. Ross questions Bruce, seizes the lab, and puts him under house arrest while Betty investigates David. That night, David calls Bruce and reveals he mutated his dogs and sent them after Betty, triggering Bruce's rage. Talbot attacks Bruce over the lab's destruction, causing Bruce to transform again and injure Talbot and soldiers. The Hulk rescues Betty from the dogs at her forest cabin before reverting back. Betty alerts Ross, and the army sedates Bruce and takes him to Desert Base. Ross believes Bruce will become like his father, but Betty convinces him to try helping. David experiments on himself with nanomeds and gamma radiation, gaining the ability to absorb properties of anything he touches. Talbot takes control, sending Betty away and imprisoning Bruce in an isolation tank. David visits Betty, asking to see Bruce one last time. Talbot triggers Bruce's repressed memories, forcing a transformation. Though trapped in foam, the Hulk escapes. Talbot is killed by his own ricocheting explosive, and Ross regains command. The Hulk escapes the base, fights the army in the desert, and leaps to San Francisco to find Betty. She calms him, returning Bruce to normal. Bruce meets David at a city base as Ross threatens to destroy them. David, now power-hungry, demands Bruce's strength. When Bruce refuses, David absorbs massive electrical energy and mutates into a powerful being. Bruce transforms, defeats him, and both are presumed dead after Ross orders a gamma charge bomb. A year later, Ross keeps Betty under surveillance as Hulk sightings continue. Bruce is alive, hiding in the Amazon rainforest as a doctor in a medical camp. When soldiers try to seize supplies, Bruce warns them. Ignored and enraged, he transforms once more, roaring in fury.